I had a major setback not too long ago. For the first time, I was laid off work.
Wow.
And it dawned on me that I don't think I'm actually all that old.
For real?
Yeah, because
Wow.
I've never had to experience. I leave companies, I don't get laid off, right? So having that experience made me realize that maybe I should start looking for all that things to do.
Aside from tech, sometimes safety and significance can go hand in hand. If you're going to ever experience something significant in your life, you must be delusional enough to say, you know what, I'm going to cut the rope or whatnot and then go for what I know that it seems to be possible. Hi and welcome to the Walk Behind the Wind podcast. On this podcast, we uncover the stories of individuals who have achieved tremendous success across different sectors. And we don't just spotlight their successes alone, we'll drill down to have conversations regarding the struggles behind the success. My name is Deborah Adedira and I'm your host on this show. And with me today is a phenomenal product designer who has created scalable solutions for diverse software agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Ozenua Oluwatobiloba.
Thank you very much for having me.
So good to have you. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Before we get into the whole conversation, uncovering your stories, we just want to play a quick game.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so it's going to be a this or that game.
Okay.
So you just tell me which would you rather go for, this or that.
Okay, that should be easy.
Okay, Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
Okay, books or podcasts?
Podcast.
Okay, action or romance?
Action all the time.
Comedy or thriller?
Thrillers.
Design first or function first?
Oh, that's a good one. People will come for me for this one.
Let's have it.
Design first.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Let's seal it there.
Yeah.
Build fast or build perfect?
Super fast. Very important.
So good.
Yeah.
Early mornings or late night work?
I do both though. But preferably I'll say early mornings.
Early mornings.
Yeah.
Okay. Work in silence or work with music?
I do both as well.
As occasion demands.
Yeah.
Okay, the final one. Work at a desk or from your bed?
Okay. I love those questions. As
Let's
though you've done
expose you.
your research. I used to be an office workspace freak.
Okay.
But recently I've been doing all my work on bed. I'm
Wow.
sorry, people.
Okay, that's a good one anyways. So I have another question I want to ask you before we go down.
Fine.
So I want you to tell us one random thing about you that if you talk about it now, people will most likely find it difficult to believe, but it's
Yeah.
actually true. So
I
what
know.
is that random or fun thing really?
Yeah, so I always have this one.
Okay.
And it is the fact that I'm a ridiculously shy person.
Oh.
Yeah. It doesn't give, but facts. I'm a pretty shy person.
But I think report has it that tech bros and all, they are usually shy or whatnot. So maybe it can pass.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Okay, all right, that's good. But Toby, are you ready for this?
Yes. One.
And I think it's interesting to mention that, one thing we do on the Walk Behind the Wind podcast is to ensure that as much as we're celebrating successes, but we want people to know that everything is not just all, real and dandy. There's just a real work going on behind the scene, and we want you to take us through that work behind the scene. And
Alright.
will you be happy to do that with us?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a bit of introduction before the question. For somebody who is just seeing you for the first time, they don't know who Oluwatobiloba is, so please introduce yourself.
Alright, so I try as much as possible to keep it real simple. I am a designer, and that's because I do a lot of things around design. For the most part, I work on software products for digital agencies, software agencies, and my core skill revolves around web design and mobile UX design.
Interesting. That seems to be a lot, but I mean, I'm sure they cut that.
Yeah.
So now, the real question now is, I want you to take us, behind the scene, take us back. How did all of this, how did it start?
Okay, so I started my tech career
Okay.
not too long ago,
Okay.
right? So I divide it in two phases,
Okay.
right? For the first part of my life in tech, it was fully experimental.
Okay.
That's been about 10 years now.
Wow.
And for the first 5 years, I did a lot of experimenting around, trying to see where I fit perfectly into. So I did design, I did graphic design, I did motion, I did 3D, and I also wrote code at some point in time. But 2020, I decided to go for UI UX design because I was able to express myself more and actually contribute to the space more effectively. Right, so that's pretty much it, actually.
So if I hear you correctly, you said your journey has been for close to a decade now, if not a decade, and the first 5 years is for you experimenting, and then the other 5 years of it is just you niching down. You've already come across what it is that interests you. Now in the first 5 years, I'm sure there's going to be quite a number of frustrations, what am I doing here, or was it all enjoyable all through?
Right, so I wouldn't say it was enjoyable all through. They were challenges. A good lot of them were technical challenges, right? So when I say technical, I'm referring to access to a good laptop, which is something a lot of techies face, and internet. I had school too in between that period of time. So there were days when I truly just wanted to do passion. And of course I had school blocking all of that. But outside of that, it was really enjoyable because again, I said it was experimental. Like one big issue many people are coming into tech have is the fact that everybody just want to get a job and earn money. For me it was, I just wanted to do something and enjoy it. So I was able to move around without the care of if I was getting a job or not. So far I could do stuff, that was just perfect for me, right? So pretty much that was how the first 5 years was.
Wow, that's amazing. And I think there are three important things that I've been able to catch from what you've said. The first thing is talking about the fact that you were not all out for the money. So it is down on the frustration that an average tech bro or techie would have had that okay, nobody is accepting my portfolio or whatnot. The interesting thing that I now want to follow up on that question, because I've had you talk tech, but there seems to be a whole lot of conversation, everybody trying to identify as a tech bro or techies or whatnot. But just in simple terms, could you please, talk to the audience and let us understand what does it even qualify for a person to say, oh, I'm a tech bro, or what really, just really drill it all down.
All right, so I love the fact that we are having this conversation because a lot of people will get to hear my thoughts unfiltered.
Okay,
right?
Let's have it.
So I try as much as possible not to identify as tech bro, right? So again, if you ask me what I do, I just basically tell you I do design until you really show interest in getting to know what exactly. And because I'm not really a fan of the title, it helps me express myself and it helps me get the message passed across. What qualifies you as a techie is not written in paper or like set in stones. It's basically your involvement within the tech space, and that does not come with a job title, right? So you could be a consultant, do absolutely nothing that just talk about tech, like an evangelist, and you're still a tech bro.
Interesting.
Right, for as long as you're having basic significant contribution, not that you have a laptop or you write code, right? But I mean, I get the fact that once you start doing something related to design or writing code or data analysis, you already qualify as a tech group. But that's my 2 cents concerning that.
Wow, and I think that is powerful, and maybe would also set a lot of people free because if you ask me, I just think before you can call yourself a tech bro, you must be writing code or maybe just doing something technical. But hearing you say that even if all that you do is just evangelize and just talk about tech tools or whatnot, or you don't even necessarily have the tech skills, but as long as you're making contribution to that space, you could call yourself a tech bro or sis. Amazing. Okay, so my next question now, what was the hardest season you faced while building towards your success, and how did you navigate it?
Hardest, I could say a few. I could say a few. I think what is unique about all the seasons, particularly the tough ones that I've actually gone through, has to be finding my ground, navigating my space, navigating around the tech space. Now, if you hear me well, you'll realize that I'd said I'd spent the first 5 years doing absolutely nothing but experimenting.
So good.
The same period of time, other people have come into the space and have achieved a lot more. Now, when I've eventually decided to settle for a skill and build up my career. I'd had so much experience doing what I do, but I lacked the right course. Like I wasn't able to find the best way to do stuff because I'd done too much.
So much.
Right, and that made me struggle a lot, right? From going from one place to the other, switching companies effortlessly, I was unable to build a solid career until not too long ago, 2023.
Wow.
I met someone who was able to stand as a mentor and help put direction to my ever evolving skill sets. Right, so that is something distribution. You could be good at what you do and not able to get the best out of it, right? So that was something I struggled with, and I think that has been the biggest, because skill has never been the problem for me. It's been getting the best out of what I do, and it's made me struggle a lot. But thank God I have the right people around, and each time I want to venture into something new, I seek advice, seek mentorship, and they help put some in direction to where I should be headed. So yeah.
Beautiful. So if I'm going to coin it in my word, so what you're saying is that the major or the biggest challenge was you not having somebody to coach you, mentor you, and guide you directly that, okay, do this. So you had to use a chunk of time, trying to navigate, beat around the bush.
Exactly.
And that means that if you have to go back in time,
Yeah.
you would start out, finding a mentor and say, okay, I know I've got passion for this and I can develop my skill, but I need somebody to just sort of direct me and say, go this way or go that way.
Yes, that's
Okay, so if you're listening to this, I think one beautiful thing Toby has said to us right now is that if you want to do anything at all, it will be much more beautiful that beyond the passion that you have and the skill that you're happy to get along the way, also find somebody who would help you shorten your curve of learning by directing you and giving you important value system. And I think the reason why the mentor must have done a great impact in on your journey is because they sort of have a vantage point. So more like you're standing on his shoulder so that you can see better. So
yes.
that is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, the next question I'm going to be asking you is that, do you ever want to quit? And if there was any point in time, what kept you going?
Right. So I had a major setback not too long ago.
Say 2 years?
Last year. Yeah. I'm one of those few that is in tech for passion, right? That I think I've made that very clear.
Yes.
So quitting has never been an option until last year. For the first time, I was laid off work.
Wow.
And it dawned on me that I don't think I'm actually all that though.
For real?
Yeah, because
Wow.
I've never had to experience it. I leave companies, I don't get laid off. But it happened and I had to rethink a lot. Okay, so now I'm without a job and I don't actually know how to get one. Right? Again, I've had a very smooth journey in tech, to be honest. Right? So having that experience made me realize that maybe I should start looking for other things to do.
Aside from tech.
Aside from tech, because
Wow.
for the first time I've heard of layoffs, but for the first time job insecurity became real, and I realized I have nothing more than tech. I have no other thing. All the jobs I do, all the work I do, all the extra stuff I do is all in tech. So yeah, that kind of made me want to look for other alternatives. But again, I realized that I'm actually good at this, right? If I can't get a job, maybe I can create one for myself. So that birthed Revision,
wow,
along with my friends,
so
and
good.
it's also helped me gain, I think, a few more skills, which 2025 it's been a blessing because of that event. So yeah, I'm grateful that I didn't quit tech, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one significant story in my 10-year career.
I think this is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And one powerful thing that I think I'm hearing you speak, or I heard you speak while narrating this, is sometimes people experience failure, and if you have always experienced success all your life, when failure hits you at a particular point, you're unable to absorb it because
Yeah.
you've never experienced it. But it's so beautiful to know that you were able to, even though you had a bit of downtime, like I don't get laid off, I either leave you, and then getting to that point where you now had to, you bounced back, you used that particular stumbling block as a stepping stone to say, you know what, let me then create a job. If there is no job, then let me create one.
Yeah.
I already have the skill, the experience, and all of that. And I think that is so beautiful. Sometimes our experiences, will go a long way in shaping us and perspective, because I think you actually saw that scenario in a good light.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what led to you saying that, okay, let me create a new job.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, so are you ready for this question?
All right.
Are you ready?
Let me hear it.
Okay, so what did your first real breakthrough look or feel like? And did it come as you expected it?
I hope
Don't hold back.
the answer to this question
Okay.
is also not going to be a question that you're going to ask eventually.
Let's see.
Right. So I like to motivate people.
Okay.
And this podcast is showing people that maybe things were just too easy for me.
Maybe not exactly.
All right. So one of the biggest breakthrough I've actually ever had in tech came with a very significant sacrifice.
Wow.
Right. So one thing I do is I project. Right. Last year I knew for a fact that AI was going to be a super big deal, so I planned for it. When XR, extended reality, was a thing, before it became a meta announcement
You
or
had
a Apple,
insights.
I had insights towards that market, and I knew that it was going to be significant eventually. So 2021, 2022, I had a job with a fintech startup that was paying me significantly large amount of money at the time, and I made a choice to leave the company so that I can have time to learn a skill that was not certain. And I went from like 7 figures to measly 6 figures.
Wait. Let's soak that in.
Yeah.
You're saying that because you saw something that nobody is saying yet, and then you took a crazy decision to say, you know what, I'm not going to wrap myself up in this place. I know that there is something ahead. Let me quit this job.
Yeah, I did that. And for the first 6 months, it was just me experimenting. Again, I think the free will to enjoy what I do is one thing that keeps me going and helps me succeed. So I was able to learn the new skill, experiment for the first 6 months. After about that, I got a new job within that space.
Wow.
Right. And 1 year after, I got contracted by another company that was paying me 10 times what I had, 20 times what I was earning. Yes.
Wow.
So I went from that to that.
Wait. So you said, we've spotlighted the fact that you took a crazy decision.
Yes.
And then 6 months into locking down on that decision that you made, you got a contract that paid you 20 times more. Guys, 20. Okay. And I think it's a good time to say that sometimes safety and significance can go hand in hand. If you're going to ever experience something significant in your life, you must be, the way they say it on Instagram, you must be delusional enough to say, you know what, I'm going to cut the bridge or remove the bridge or cut the rope or whatnot, and then go for what I know that it seems to be possible. Please go ahead.
Right. So that particular success, framed the, I won't say framed the me, because I've been doing quite some impressive stuff, but like that sets it helped me, go beyond what I'd always experienced within my career.
So
and I've been riding on that success like till now. Yeah.
Based off on one incredible decisions that you made.
Yes.
This is so good. And I must really stop to say thank you so much for taking us down that journey, because if there is nothing you're picking out of this conversation, it's just the fact that you have to take those risks. As long as you've done your findings enough, just take that step. And I think, let me ask a follow-up question. Of course, you guessed it, but not even in that direction. You said something that is so beautiful and really speaks how much of a visionary designer you are. You're not just a regular product designer. And I think that is what sets people out. Some of the big guys, just like we have NVIDIA now, some of the big guys that we have playing in tech, is because they've seen something ahead of time. So I'm curious to know, for somebody who is, because I feel like this is such an important, should I call it skill, But I'm trying to,
Yeah.
say that how does somebody come into that reality wherein before people start catching up with the reality, you have seen it ahead and then you leverage on the first mover advantage? Do you get?
Yeah, so I think it's pretty simple.
Okay.
Inquisitiveness, right? And hunger is basically it. I don't struggle to play around those two things, right? So again, like I was saying, one of the plans I had for this year was to venture into artificial intelligence and build AI agents. Now, that decision was made last year, August, before the significant AI boom, right? So again, I already have plans to look into certain things that would also begin to change for the next year, right? That decision is already in place and the research has already begun. It's simply studying the market and looking at businesses. What are businesses beginning to talk about? Maybe they are not yet investing in it yet, but they're already having conversation like that. So look into stuff like that. See what necessary skills you need to acquire to be able to position yourself rightly for those opportunities when they eventually come. It's really just as simple as that. But of course, you have to be able to allocate time and make the sacrifices, right? So if you are doing 4 jobs before, cut 2 so that you could, pay some extra time learning those new skills.
So good.
Yeah.
If you're still here, something important that you need to learn is that, you said something important, which you said inquisitiveness and curiosity, which one word I can use to capture it is just research. So if you're still here, everyone you're looking up to or that you enjoy whatever success or you're inspired by whatever success it is that you have achieved, one of the common thing, because they say something that success leave clues, and one of the clues that Oluwatobiloba has given us today is that sometimes, take that risk. Safety and significance can go hand in hand. He had to quit a job because he had seen a certain future that is coming up just to go on for something. And because of that, he experienced, a 20 times increase. Now, you might see the increase, but you will not have realized or have insight into the sacrifice of 6 months without a job, but just sitting in front of your system and doing all of the hard work. Thank you so much, Mr. Toby, for that amazing insight.
Thank you.
Okay, another question.
All right.
What is that thing that people most likely misunderstood about your journey, and then what people sometimes also misunderstand about your industry?
All right, so I think one thing people need to understand about my journey is that, just like I think I've made it pretty clear the kind of person I am, I love to experiment and I do well in making sacrifices, right? I've had the privilege to mentor a good number of people, and those two things are actually missing, right? So many of them just want to come into the space 3 months, 6 months with the expectation that they have a complete turnaround in their lives. Of course, that is possible, but it comes with a significant amount of work, right? A significant amount of work, and the ever growing passion to be better, right? That is something I embrace naturally. So when people see me from the outside, they see this successful Ozenua, and all they assume is that, because he's been in design for a long time, it's easy for him, not knowing fully well that, right, even as of right now, I still do up to 8 hours of practice when I have the opportunity to. I still stay up late to make sure that I get work done. I still take courses, right? So, if people can begin to realize that no matter the level of success you've attained, to get more success, you just need more work.
More work, yeah.
Right. And design entirely, which is the space that I am, one misunderstanding is that design is simple. Now, I preach design to be simple. I do so. But also I like to make it clear that it's only simple when you repeat it enough times. And of course, there's mastery in repetition.
So good.
Right. So it's simple to get to learn the basics of design, but it only becomes simple for you when you practice.
Over and over again. Wow, that is so beautiful. And you said something quite interesting about the fact that every success that you see, or maybe the way tech has been painted to people is that tech, just 3 months, learn 3 months. By the 6 months you'll be earning a lot of money, but what people don't often know is that there's a lot of work that goes into it, and the successful Ozenua that you're seeing is as a result of endless work. It doesn't have that attitude of I have arrived. You know, there is for the great work he's doing, he's still putting in more work. So if you're going to experience any level of success or whatever successful entrepreneurs that you're seeing out there, be sure that behind the scene they're still doing the late night and putting in the real work. Thank you so much, Ozenua, for this amazing session. That was so good, and your story is such an amazing one. And one thing that stood out for me, you know, where your success is concerned, is that sometimes we have to be intentional about taking strategic risks. You know, just like I mentioned the other time, safety and significance can go hand in hand. Sure. And where you are currently is a proof to that. You know, you saying, you having insight into what the industry will look like in a couple of years, and you dead every other thought. You know, quit your job. You know, locked in for 6 months, and after that you got 20% increase in your revenue. That was so good. Thank you so much, Toby, for sharing your story with us. I'm sure that those on the screen, those that are viewing us now, they've been inspired to go for whatever it is that they want to do, whether in tech or entrepreneurship. Thank you so much, Oluwatobiloba. And we've got an amazing gift for you, and it's just our token of appreciation to say thank you so much for sharing your brilliance with the world. It's going to be presented with you off camera. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.